my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and I'm joined with my good friend, man of mystery, man of many names, Stephen Gentner, Collecto6, Stepo uh, the guy that's right over there, the Portland man, the the Overstreet advisor. I think I got most of those names.
I just don't have enough titles. I'm just here to show books.
I'm trying to come up with titles for you. I'm trying to make this a thing, like a running gag that I do with you, that I come up with titles for you. Um,
Well, I appreciate that. It's a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a
mhm.
beautiful day in the United States today.
I heard some new
Faint
leadership or something,
rumblings, faint rumblings from the south.
but so it was cold here today in Canada. It was like -15.
Minus 15 C?
Yeah,
What is
which
that?
is
What's that in American?
in American, it's like, the exchange rate between our temperatures and your temperatures, it's getting more and more extreme. So I don't know. It's probably like -100 or something like that. Or
Well, it's
it's like
absolute.
zero. Matt says zero. So yeah, so it's about zero, which is cold.
Geez, geez Louise.
Yeah.
Do you have a wind chill working on you too?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that
Not the
bad
bad with the
initially, but
wind. God, if it's zero without wind chill, oh my God.
yeah. Oh, okay. So Eric says it's -27 with the windshield. Windshield. I always hate that. It's like bad, and like whenever you watch the weather, they always say, "Oh, it's minus blah blah blah." But with the windshield, it's they always want to make it seem like much worse.
Well, I'll tell you this. We live here in Oregon. The Columbia River comes right through
Hmm.
Oregon, between Oregon and Washington. And in the gorge, where Oregon is on one side and Washington, state of Washington is on the other, the
Hmm.
winds that are in the gorge, that it's continually blowing. That's why all the windsurfers go there. That's where they go because
Okay, because
the
there's just
wind just never
constant wind
stops.
flow.
And that wind chill coming out of the gorge,
Hmm.
I mean, it can get you 15 to 20 degrees colder in
Oh
that
wow.
area. And there's this town called Troutdale here
Okay.
in Oregon.
Bad
Troutdale.
bad name.
Oh, it's
Just
it's it's it's
it's like
very very Oregon.
I picture the town smelling like fish. It's
Well, it
like,
does,
okay,
and
cool.
that's the people. But anyway, but in Troutdale, it always is 70 degrees in Beaverton, 65 in Portland, and 28 degrees in Troutdale,
Oh wow.
with 2 inches of snow or whatever. I mean, it's always much colder off of the gorge. It's
Oh wow.
something. It really is.
Wow, that's crazy. So this is a comic channel, by the way.
Oh, is it a comic channel?
so
I better change my heading or something.
so I'm gonna quickly say hi to the chat, and then we'll get into the comic part of the comic channel. So Matt was here first, just in case
Hello,
nobody
Matt.
nobody realized. Matt likes comics, and then we got some John Haynes
John?
or Hayes, and then we got Eric.
Eric?
All these people are from my area. It's interesting. Okay, more Matt. Then we got more Eric. It's like I'm just randomly clicking. It's not working for me.
Hi,
Okay,
Andreas.
Andreas Kemunen and John. I think I already
You said
did
hi to
an.
John.
I already said hi to John. And then we got
Mike?
Mike. Then we got Steve.
Stevie D?
And then we got
Chonko?
Chonko and Thomas. I was actually on
Thomas!
a live stream recently with Thomas, strangely.
Well, we
Or
tried to
you
have
were.
you,
You
we
were.
had to try
Yeah.
to do in church, and we couldn't get his camera to go. I look forward to seeing books from you and
Someday.
actually, God forbid, seeing you too.
Hmm. And then we got Lau.
And Big Lau.
Okay, so we got everybody. Okay, so yeah, today we're going to be showing Fiction House, which is a pretty amazing company in terms of the comics they produced. They produced Jumbo and Jungle and Planet Comics and Rangers and Fight. Just some of the
Wings and
Wings is
Ghost
another one.
and
Ghost.
Jungle.
Just so many good titles from one company, and so many iconic characters. I mean, I think of Sheena and uh,
Yeah,
yeah, we're live.
yeah, we're live.
Is that your? I didn't realize
Sure.
you're married to CJ. Um,
I no. Here she is.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, how's
How
it
are
going?
you?
We're good. We're
I
good.
just got back from walking our dog.
I
Oh,
would have
okay.
gone too, but we didn't. I didn't have
It's
time.
cold out there.
I was digging stuff out.
Oh, and Pockets Full is here,
Ah, Pockets Full is here too.
Oh, okay.
and Fiddle Chips.
Fiddle
Yeah, and that's it. And Lyle. Lyle's here too. Big
and
Lyle.
Big Lyle.
Okay, so cool. And
He says hello to the two misfits. He must be looking in the mirror again. So he sees one in the mirror,
vision.
and he's the one in front. He's so self-deprecating. What a great guy. But that's how things go.
Is there a dog reveal?
Champ the dog has gone upstairs for a drink of water.
Oh,
But
okay.
he may swing by. It's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. As a matter of fact, he turned 11 yesterday.
Oh wow! Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Pocket Full. Complimenting your wife.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the way it always works.
No argument.
We're
no
comic
argument.
collectors. We're not supposed to be pretty. Um,
Gristled, tarnished souls, dark, brooding men munging with our funny books.
yeah, usually living in our mother's basement or something like that.
That's right.
Barely
Mother, I
seeing
need a
the light of day and
dehumidifier
stuff
for my
like that.
comic books. Don't you need to shower? No, I need a dehumidifier.
So yeah, I don't know. What titles do you plan to show? Are you going to show like the
Well,
full
I have
gamut,
every title to choose from. I just showed. If the last I would show would be my Jungles, because on account I just showed those on Bleeker's Church, and so but I have all the rest of the titles that I have. I don't have very many jumbos at all. The only I
I have
think
a
I have
few, not much.
I don't have many. I have that one jumbo that's the first Matt Baker, but that's a slab somewhere. I don't know where I put that.
Okay.
Well, I know it's in the safe somewhere.
I have it handy anyway. So
Okay. Well, anyway, do you whatever you want to do? If you'd like to lead off, or if you want me to, I will.
if I'm going to lead off, I'd lead off with planets.
That's fine. I'll follow suit.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna, and you can always do the twinsy thing.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay. So I'm just gonna grab them. They're right next to me here. Okay. So I know you have all of these pretty much. So we got the iconic Spider Woman girl, whatever her name is.
I don't know who Sharkfin Woman is, to be honest.
Yeah, Death Webs at Zenith.
Now, is that your earliest one?
No, I have earlier. It's number 39.
Well, I can do I have my Twinsy out.
Actually, okay, let's do.
That
twinsies
sounds
as much as
disgusting.
possible.
That's
Let
disgusting.
me see. I know you're gonna have better colors. My colors are not the greatest on this one.
This is one of the Loon books.
Can you zoom yours in a bit? I just want to see, like, it's way more orange. I like that. Yeah, I mean that just shows you. I like the fact that this is more green on yours too, like her dress. Yeah, and her skin is pinkish, which is interesting. Mine, her skin's like yellow. That's really interesting.
Well, this particular copy has a very her hair is green too. It's just
It's green.
got
It's like a light green on mine.
yeah. It's the color strike is
really
on this
good.
one's really very nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do a few where we might be twinsies on them.
Okay.
One sec here. I'm just picking ones. I know you have this one, so you can probably grab it.
Yes, I do. One of my absolute favorites, and this is the Cosmic Aeroplane.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize how much more pink, like that deep pink it is. Wow. I mean, I thought this was a good color strike, but once I see yours, it's like night and day.
This is the one that I went, as you know, with the Cosmic Aeroplane collection. There are circles and checks on because it was an art professor that was
Hmm.
using these to teach. And then they took them in, and
They don't. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Okay, just keep on going. Saying you can say that, and then we'll answer the question after.
okay, well then why don't you go ahead and lose the script here for just a second, if you will. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And what happened was I was at a con. I walked down, and here was this book, and he had to tell you how long ago it was. There was $50 on it,
Okay.
and
Wow.
I opened it up and I looked at it, and I saw the circles and checks, and I knew instantly that there it is right by the T. If you see the circle with the circle with the check in it,
Okay.
do you see it? Right by the
Um.
T.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
you
I
have your
think I see.
phone, that's why you can't tell.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, I
nevertheless,
think I see some.
okay. And so what I did was I said, "Hey, this thing's got circles and checks and stuff all through it. What the hell?" He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Well, $35?" I said, "Okay, 35."
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's got all this writing all over it.
Yeah, it's got all
It's got
this.
somebody wrote Nokayama on it.
Yeah,
What's
someone wrote Okajima across the top. What's the
Okajima?
hell? What's the hell's with that, you know?
It's like, give me it for half price.
I
Um,
I wrote I wrote an article about this in the comic book marketplace, and this was one of the very first ones I really wanted to get. The other thing, look look at the color, what the colorist did. A pink sky that's going from light pink to darker pink
mhm.
with green planet for the trade dress. And her dress, there's a green hue inside the cockpit there with the Ranger Laser Boy. No, I just think this is just a great cover.
Hi, Bobby,
Hi,
and
Bob B.
and hi, Upstate. Um, yeah. So the reason my books are different color than Stevens is not that mine are faded per se. It is that when they were printing, this is the current theory, that they weren't very good about updating the inks, and they would run out of red because a lot of the covers are very red. Um, and once that red ink was done, you'd get like a much yellower cover.
Yes, and this is, and there, of course, in truth, because they are from the golden age,
Hmm.
that there will be some that are faded as
Oh
well.
yes,
I mean, that
yeah,
does
yeah,
go along with it, but there are times I have seen copies brand new, as new copies that look
are
exactly
faded.
like Alan's, because that's just the way they are. And I have a few of those in my collection. A few of my fight comics are that way. They were once again from this Loon collection that is just beautiful. But the majority of them were at the front of the run, but there were a few that were from the back of the run.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just one of the vagaries. And sometimes when they have the sort of the muted colors, it changes the whole feel of the cover, especially depending on the content of the cover. It's really cool. I have
Hmm.
some where I think it actually is a benefit.
Do you have this one? I'm just curious if you have a better
Yes, I
color
do.
strike of it.
I do.
I thought this is a pretty good color strike, so I'm curious if there's like some better version of it, or if I actually did well on this one, because I've been sort of more actually I think I did okay. I think it's similar. I know that yours is a good color strike, but I think mine's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I did well on this one. Okay. Good. Okay. That was one I was a little bit nervous about. Um, one sec here. Let me grab these ones. I'm trying to find ones that I know that you have because
Well,
I
you
have
don't have
like
to. When you're done, I'll go through.
actually this one has a really I think this has a really good color strike on it. Do you have
I
this
don't
one?
have that one.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me just to show a cop? Do you want me to show one just to double
No,
up
I'm
then?
just showing random ones. This is
I
63,
like that.
and then we got
I have one
60.
similar to that because that screw coming up out. I don't have that one either. The screw
Okay.
coming up out of the ground. They use that cover device. For example, see this one I have, which is, and I think you have this
I
too.
have that as well. I
But
think
this
that's a
is the
slab.
okay. But this is the same where they have the screw coming up and the building's falling down and then the frail going on.
Yeah.
See how similar? I mean, it's
I
very
mean,
close.
Yeah, the girl is at that same kind of angle.
And what number is yours?
So this is
63?
63. Yeah.
And this is 57. So that is you have the reprint cover.
Reprint cover.
Alan's all about wanting reprints. He's all
Oh,
about that. He
jeez.
doesn't, he eschews first appearances and correct, but
Oh, yeah. Okay. Actually, this one I think you have, so I will go with this one.
I do not have it.
Oh, really? This is Little Renee. I would have thought you would have
I know,
definitely had this.
but we can't have everything, Alan.
Okay. So
You
yeah,
have more planets than I.
I have a lot of planets.
I have a taste, but I don't have the full
I think I
gilla.
have about half the run, which
Oh,
is
that's great.
yeah,
I don't have that one either. Great robot cover though.
yeah. And here's one of the earlier ones where it's the ribbit.
Now that's Zolnarovich, Dan
Zolnarovich, yeah.
Zolnarovich cover.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one. This is number 20. Actually, a friend of mine just picked up number 1, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
They do show up. I mean,
they do show up. They're expensive.
Planet One does show up.
And then this one's in
I do have that one.
I hopefully you have a better copy. This one was one of those ones where I bid on when I was on my phone. I was just I regretted it afterwards because I didn't see that I was missing a big chunk. Because I was just viewing it on my phone and I was like, oh, I gotta bid it. It's like really cheap. Yeah. So yeah, her dress is a bit more red on yours. Yeah.
The blues too, you'll notice, you see.
And you don't have the big tear.
I have the blues in the night.
Do you have this one? This is
I do not.
this is another. I actually always really like this cover. For some reason, this one reminds me of Nelvana.
Nelvana?
Nelvana. I always say Nelvana. So there.
Well, you're Canadian. You have the right to.
Okay. So, but it doesn't it kind of remind you of her?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad it's not just me. Oh yes, the tear is worth more. Totally. The other copy where it's missing a big chunk that adds value to it.
Brown noser.
Yeah. Okay. Another one that has a big chunk out of it. I don't know.
I don't have that one.
I should. I don't know. I get desperate and I pick up cheap copies. That was not even a cheap copy. Even like the beat up ones are pretty expensive.
Of course, yes. I also don't have that one.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Now, I have a problem with that cover because I think her chest is absolutely,
I think they
completely
did that on purpose, though.
out of proportion. Why?
Because she's an Amazon.
Well,
You know, to
if she
make
was
it
an
look like
Amazon,
she's
her
like,
if she was an Amazon, her right breast would be gone.
well, okay. And would
But
she really
I don't. I love a lot of their stuff. That one, I'm not thrilled with that one.
Well, if you look
I
at
would
her,
not
she's like
seek
twice
that one
the size
out.
of the guy too. She's much bigger than him.
Mm.
So yeah, she's supposed to be Amazon. And I always like this one. I'd like to get. I wish I had a better copy of it though.
That would be one. That would be one to get a high grade of because that's an incredible
Believe it or
robot
not,
cover.
this is a 3.0. My comic shop 3.0, but
Well,
it could use a cleaning. I think is the issue.
I think it could. I think it could use a clean and a press.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those ones. And then I'm trying to find ones that you might have.
Now, you will find this will be absolutely the most stark thing.
Difference?
I will show you this. This will absolutely, completely blow you away.
Oh wow. Oh, I didn't know. Like you know, when you don't have like the compare, like I didn't have anything to compare it with, right? Oh, very different. Like I just assumed, oh, it's a yellow cover. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the Ohio copy.
Oh wow. And they're
And this
really
I bought from Nelson Dodd in 1996 at the San Diego Comic Convention. And he said
Wow.
and he had all these Ohio books. And I was going to shop the whole show and all that stuff. And it was the first aisle I turned down and the first vendor I stopped at, and I shot all my money. It was all the stuff I wanted in perfect condition. I said, if I walk away from this, they're all going to be gone. And so I planted myself there and I spent everything I had. And I
Well, I
bought
mean,
all
those are,
manner of. Hmm?
you did well. I mean, just the color is just amazing.
Now he had one other one. He had. They says this is interesting that with the Ohio collection. There were actually two of these, and he showed me the first one.
I just thought that was funny. It's been lying to me.
He showed me one that was about 70% of this, and I said,
Okay.
oh, I mean 70. I mean like 70% of
More
this.
like the in between the color or
Well,
70% the
no. In
cost.
other words, the colors are like they're like maybe a 30% diminution. And I
Okay.
said, "Oh, that's beautiful." He says, "And then I have this one. Which would you like?" I said, "Oh my God, I'll take that one." And that's how I
Yeah.
got this one.
I mean,
So isn't that but this
it's
cover in this with this cover strike, I mean, I defy
you just
you to
don't see
find a
it.
better
Yeah.
copy of this one.
No, I mean that's the thing. Like, I didn't even know like until you show your copy like that this is supposed to be red. You know that this is red.
And that
Um,
wasn't inexpensive either. That was 250.
you know what's funny? I paid two. Yeah, I paid 250, and you probably paid less.
Yes, I did, but at the time it was fully priced. I think it was between, I think it was two and a quarter. I paid for that one.
Okay, do you have this one?
I do not.
Okay.
I love Planet Comics. You've said quite a few times that an entry level Golden Age comic book, science
Hmm.
fiction with girls and
Yeah.
wonderful art. And I think that the Iger House of Art and the fact that Ned Pines was the main guy that ran Fiction House, who'd had many other irons in the fire with comics, Standard Needor as well. They used the Iger House of Art, Eisner
Hmm.
Iger House of Art. And so the thing about it, it's not just that the covers, and this is for all of the Fiction House books.
Hmm.
The interior stories are beautifully drawn,
Yeah.
and they're drawn by name brand guys. You have Matt Baker, you have any number of different artists, Joe Doolin, Lily Renee, any number of very, very nice, gifted artists doing the interiors. And so
Hmm.
the stories don't standard Needor, you get a Schomburg cover or a cool cover, painted cover.
But
But
then
the
the
interior
interior is not as
but
good.
the
Yeah.
interior artwork is most great I will say
Well,
favorably described as pedestrian, and
when
it's
I
very
opened up
pedestrian.
my because I have like a low grade Startling Comics 39, right? And I opened it up. I'm like, oh, okay, let's just close it. It's not that interesting. It's not that good.
Now Tara is pretty good. Some they do have some that I mean was it Tara in
Yeah,
that in Star
yeah.
there are some exceptions, but
Hmm.
it isn't like it is in Fiction House.
Hmm. Yeah, where it's more consistent from the cover to the
The
interior.
same thing with Fox
With
Features
Fox is
Syndicate.
awesome. Yeah.
Same thing, Eisner, the Iger House of Art, and it makes a difference because the stable of artists that they had was really something. If you saw my post today, it
Hmm.
was a Marvel mystery comic from June of 1945,
Hmm.
and the interior was Alan Bellman did the artwork. Well, that's the reason why he's doing it is because both Al Avison and Sid Shores and
Were
Jack
drafted.
Kirby are all in the war over in Europe fighting
Hmm.
Germans. And
Yeah.
so those were the people. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so those are my planets that I like, the ones that I just grabbed off the back. There's a few more. You can. I'm not sure if you can see them,
Oh,
but
I
I
see
have
them.
a few.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll show a few then if you wish.
But the rest are slabs. I just brought my raws today. It's all
Okay.
raw.
Today I went with Legion of Superhero and Early Adventures to show you all up here. That's the origin of Green Arrow, and that interior story of Green Arrow was by Jack Kirby. Kirby did Green Arrow for DC back in this vintage. There is Starboy, and of course this one has all the different all manner of different characters for the Legion. And right here is a very early Crypto cover. Matter of fact, let me just show this to you. This Crypto started cartoony, not as angular as he later became. But he's
Hmm.
just, here he is. That's how crypto
Oh,
was to
cute.
begin with.
That's a great cover, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, so why are you showing crypto on a Fiction House thing?
Because it is a cool thing and crypto is big now. And I just wanted to show the difference.
Okay.
And my spouse told me that if I point to books that people can't see, she said, what good is it if you're pointing at something people can't see? And her
Uh,
logic was inescapable.
okay, I have that. But it's a slab, so I'd have to dig it out, but I'm not going to dig it out. That's a great one, Lily Renee. Beautiful.
This was the first planet, and this is a Loon copy. This is the first copy of this title I bought when it was the first I wanted to get. The second was was the um, the Spider Lady,
Mm-hmm.
and of course we just saw this.
Yep.
And then I think you have a slab of this one. I love this one.
I don't know if I have that actually.
But all these bubbles are being cracked open so these slavering guys can eat them.
Yeah, I know. That's cool.
And she's got her red heels on. This is a Joe Doolin cover.
You'd think
This
the
is,
red heels would pop the bubble, but that's just me.
it's all real. But you know, the thing about this is this gives you a good indication of how Joe Doolin,
Drew.
just
He was awesome.
wonderful, just wonderful. He's just, people go, Joe who? And I'm just going, Joe Doolin, just right from the jump. Here's this one. This one I got from, there was a find in Philadelphia. And he had about 7 or 8 different books, which I bought, and they were favorable, and they're very nice. They're very nice, acceptable copies. The thing that intrigued me about this is you'll notice that he has an accelerator pedal.
I know.
I
That was
thought
funny.
that's I wrote about it. I said, here they are in space with the cosmic gal with her cosmic breasts, and the Earth. They're coming back home, and here this skeletonized radioactive glowing hand is holding the blaster on her, and he's got the accelerator pedal right there.
Did you see the pulp of the same one?
I haven't,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I believe it.
I have both. Yeah,
There's this one.
yeah.
This one I bought at the con, at the San Diego con, and I had already spent my budget, but I had to buy this.
Okay.
And it is just
Oh, I love
such
that one.
an unbelievably beautiful cover.
Yeah, yours is way better colors than mine. Mine looks very faded on this one.
And you'll see that July 3rd or July 9th, I get the date stamp where it doesn't go into her thigh, which is so nice. But this I bought from the Gemstone. I bought from Metropolis, not Metropolis. Yeah, I think Metropolis. Metropolis? No, it was Gemstone.
Metropolis
It
is
was
Comic Link, isn't it?
no. This was in '96.
Oh,
So
okay.
there was a guy named Joe McGuckin behind it, and I talked to Joe several times because I talked to him about that Steve Geppi, who owned that Diamond Distributing, was very, very well to do, and he bought Overstreet out in '95 when I became an advisor, and that they invited me to be an advisor the year of the transition. So, but the interesting thing was that I had spoken with McGuckin. They had the Mile High run of Catman, and I was trying to buy it, and I couldn't get a price out of him. And he says, well, I have to talk to Mr. Geppi. I said, well, you show that you have the Catman Mile Highs for sale. I would like to see about buying them. And I asked, and finally it took over a month to get someone. I have to talk with Steve. I said, okay. And then I never heard anything. Finally, they came back with a price of $49,000 at the time it was like triple what it should have been at a high price. And so I said, well, that's all right. Well, anyway, the guy behind the counter that this book in the case it was in, my friend Dave Alexander, who is another great guy in the hobby, and I have books from Dave Alexander in here too. The Loon copies came from him. He gave me a name badge and got me into the con for free.
Oh, nice.
And so the badge said Ben Dover.
Oh yes, I remember you told me that story. That's funny.
It's Ben Dover. And so when I went up to and I went up and I said Joe, and he looked at my thing. He says Ben, it's so nice to see you, Ben. And I'm going at him. I go Joe. Now wait a minute. Think
Read
about it.
my badge.
Read the badge. Ben Dover. Oh God. I said, this Steve Gentner. He said, I thought I recognized your voice. And then they didn't give me much of a deal on the book. I think they wanted 5.25, and I paid 500 for that book in
Oh wow.
'96. Yeah, but it's
Wow.
a breathtaking copy. Here's the one that you saw. This one they've reused this a while as well.
Hmm.
They've done that. You saw this. Then we go. These beautiful Maurice Whitman covers. The interiors are reprints of
Yes.
earlier planets at the very end, and this is one of the ones at the very end. But look at how her pants are these goldy,
Hmm.
bronzy things that has the green pinstripe down to her matching rubber soles, and then the embellishments on her forearm and the knife and the holders for the knife along that. And then she's got some kind of a radiator over her ears. I don't know what's going on
I
there.
think it's
And then,
supposed to be like a, like one of those pilot caps or something.
yeah, and then she has some sort of a gemstone in her forehead. And then you've got the Kraken coming in, and a purple ray gun is blasting right into its mouth. But
Hmm.
in look at the purple, and you look at the effect on his boots, and they got a ship down here and all this stuff going on.
Yeah, it's
I
really good.
also think the name Hunt Bowman. What a great name.
Yeah.
What should Hunt Bowman? It fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
There always has to be Saturn somewhere on the cover because Saturn is just so cool. But
Hmm.
isn't that just a breathtaking cover?
Oh yeah, it's great.
This one too is just a killer diller.
Oh yes, that's a really nice one. Yeah, it's a bit of a headlight cover too.
Oh, it's headlight, but see now her boots, she has the red with the red soles and the matching red gauntlets, and then the red uh, uh, fitting for her space helmet. And this guy's getting a knee right in the chest.
Yeah, no. It's funny that they always have like bubble helmets, but yet not the rest of the
Look at
gear.
this monster. You've got an elephant, bug, something with tentacles, like
Hmm.
octopus stuff, and on top of his head, he's got this circuitry and cathode ray tubes, vacuum tubes, like
Mm.
radio, like for old radios up in the top to keep his brain functioning.
Yeah, it's really
And the
awesome.
green and is completely a black cover, which is tough, and the reds. But again, the color strike on this. But look at the green aura
He's like
around him to
glowing.
pop off
Yeah,
the black.
yeah, it's really awesome.
I just think that's
And
just
that's is
beautiful.
that another Maurice Whitman?
That's Maurice Whitman.
Yeah.
So is this. So is this one.
Oh, I actually have that. Let's
And
see.
you know,
Actually, can
it's
I
it's
compare mine to yours on that one? I actually one sec. Just give me one sec. I'm gonna just quickly compare on that one.
all right.
I think because I always felt like my one had really good colors.
I have more red in mine as per usual.
I don't know. Mine looks pretty red. Look.
I think that my gal looks a lot pinker than yours, but that's okay. And I also think that the moon, where the
Maybe.
planets got, yours is yellow and mine is orange. You see? Under planet, yours is yellow, mine is orange.
Yeah, I guess I can see that now.
And
I always thought the colors looked good on this one.
I have two.
Okay. Oh, I think JX has got it right.
Boy, the brown nosing that's going on here today. Oh my God, I should have put on my hip waders.
Okay. So do you want to show some more or do you want me to just show some stuff?
That is the extent of my planets.
Okay. So I'm going to show Fight as
Fight
another title
next.
to switch
Okay.
over to. Okay. So
Okay.
you
Yeah.
ready for Fight?
I'm ready for a fight.
We're ready for a fight. Good. Okay. So I'm going to show you all my raw fights. Like it's a big stack, actually. I have a stack of
Okay.
fights. I have a pretty good fiction house. I have 2 boxes filled with Fiction House books. So I figure I have a pretty good collection. So we got this one. And this is Senorita Rio, The Fire Brides of Lost Atlantis.
You know, I have a huge bunch myself. I will let you show and then I'm going to show because I'd have to go fiddling through all these if yours are not in order.
Yeah, they're not in order.
Okay, I will just do mine. I'll show mine later.
I like this one. It's got like the hooded figures and stuff. It's kind of cool.
Very cool.
And then they're like sort of the earlier ones were are more Senorita Rio and those kind of characters, and then later on it's more Tiger Girl.
Well, that's the way the title went too, right?
Yeah, it went more into the Jungle Girls and stuff like that, but Tiger Girl was kind of their main girl. And you get the more, these are all Maurice Whitman covers. I felt like Fight didn't have the color issues as much as some of the other titles. Like Planet, I really felt like had the color issues.
No, Fight has its they have vagaries as well.
Yeah. Like this one with the giant bat thing. And like these Batmen kind of bat character guys. She has like her tiger that helps her out.
Raja, or I think it was Raja. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I forget what the tiger's name is.
Tony.
Tony the tiger. It's Tony. This one we both talked about in the past. I think this is really cool how they did this with the way that they did the black, and they
Yes.
would do the lines around it to so that you could have like the detail of all the different musculature and stuff.
Yes, the musculature.
I don't know. I always like mummy covers too. Actually, this has got that mummy cover thing going on. It's just really great cover. I always like when they do the woman with this kind of cool action pose as well. Like she's about to toss a spear, and then she's like in this really, like stretched out kind of pose where her legs are just incredibly long. Jax, you like daddy covers? Okay, that was cute. And then some of the fights, the ones that I first was going after when I was
Hmm.
picking up fights, were all the bondage covers. So this is one of those bondage ones.
I
This is a
don't
really
have that
great
one.
one. I really like this one because it's like they always have to do things in the most complicated ways. She's tied with her hands to this tree, and then she's like on a bent tree. Like the tree's like you can sort of follow it around so that her legs are tied to the other end of the tree in sort of this thing where if you cut this rope, she's gonna be like it's gonna be like a slingshot or something like she's gonna fly off. So I just think that's really cool. But he gets shot in the chest from behind, which is kind of cool. Get the U.S. military coming in for the save, and then this one I actually do think the colors are a little bit off. But it's like Fight 45. These are not in order, as you can see. They're all over the place. So, yeah. And I have some of the earlier ones. This is Fight 19. They'd have this, on the earlier ones, they have the big trade dress. Yeah. And this is Fight 24. This is a kind of a cool one where she's, in like as I said, I was going for all the bondagey ones. So she's like tied to the tank.
Yeah.
I think you have a lot of these ones too, right?
I don't have that one.
Oh, really?
I don't have that one. I've tried to buy it. It's expensive.
This is really expensive. This is Fight 33. I believe this is the first appearance of Tiger Girl. So yeah, it says starring Tiger Girl. But this one's really cool. She's like in bondage. I think even her hair. No, that's a different
No,
one.
that's Rangers.
I'm thinking Rangers. But yeah, this guy, you got the Nazi guy, with the hatchet or axe or whatever. I always think hatchets if it's one hand, axes two hands.
I
Then you
agree
get
with you.
yeah. So but yeah, but then if you look in the background, this is where you get to see craziness. Look in the background. There are limbs falling off this hand right there. Do you see the little hand?
Yeah.
And then there's like an arm, like
Yeah.
somebody's
Arms. Yeah.
yeah, heads falling off. It's just like crazy. Like they're getting blown up. And it's
Well,
just like
that's
one.
the guy that's right in the lower left-hand corner is throwing a grenade right
Yeah, you
over
can see
her.
a guy's leg here too. Yeah, there's a grenade obviously that's gone off, but a guy's leg and just like like limbs falling off and stuff. Very crazy cover. And the front, that's all in the background. That's not really accentuated, but then the what's in the foreground is just as crazy. It's
The thing that gets me about this, they're coming up on a castle, as you'll notice. They're going through the crenellations there in the
hmm
front. The idea that he would have his Thompson slinged at this time, that captain,
oh, this guy right here.
is that's not. Of course, he's obviously they're showing that he's paratrooper, but
Well, he
he would
also
he
has
would
like a gun in his hand.
well, he's got a 45, which I guess for close work is fine, but he'd have to, and it's got a Kerr sling on it too, which is a very interesting, which is the linen, basically instead of a leather sling they have which they have these, it's called a Kerr sling,
hmm
which was they used those in the first war too with their rifles. It was less expensive, and they were also easier to set up when you're basically use your sling to steady your shot, kind of a thing.
hmm So I mean, it kind of makes sense that he would go with the 45 because he's like in this
Up
kind of
close.
situation, right?
Yeah,
Up
he
close.
couldn't climb with one arm. Let me show a few then, and then we'll
Wait,
come
wait.
back to
I
you.
was gonna. I'll quickly finish my fights and then you
Oh,
can.
all right, fair enough. Another one I don't have. You have a lot of the later ones. I don't have them.
Yeah, and then
That one I have.
yeah, and I'll
That
finish
one.
with this one because we're gonna both do twinsies on this, I think.
Oh yeah,
So I'll bring you back, and we can do twinsies on it.
that's my favorite. That is my absolute favorite fight cover. Um, and I have the I have a 9. Was it a 9.6? I think of a 9.4. I think I have a
hmm
9.4. And until the Promise collection, it was the highest grade. Now, I
I
will
have a bit
show
of a
you.
story about this one, but yeah, go ahead.
Here is my lowest grade copy.
Oh, okay. I think my colors are better on this one.
Just yours are a hair better, and you'll notice the fight is orange, right?
hmm
This is the Rockford collection copy, and you can
Okay.
see how much more red. Look at the
Yeah,
stripe of the
yours is more
blue.
red on this one. Yeah. So the fight becomes like mine's still orangish, whereas yours is more of a red.
Her dress is more red. Also, the
The lay, the lay.
yeah,
But yeah, um, to me, I was trying to advocate for this to be in the top 100 covers of all time,
you can't.
but
Those
but
guys don't get it.
nobody appreciated it. So
They don't get it.
I totally lost out on that one. But
Alan, I do think I have already expressed to you my feelings about that.
mhm.
So I will show
But
mine now.
the weird thing is that book, that's my third copy. So I've probably eliminated two copies from existence of that book because they got lost in the mail.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. I lost two copies. They kept on, just bad luck. I don't know.
That's awful.
So,
I think you have this one, Alan. This is another Dan Zolnarovich cover.
yeah, I have it. It's behind me actually, but
The gal down there looks like Fay Ray.
yeah, it's a great one.
This is a loon.
That's one of the more expensive ones too from the collection. Any time where it's like crazy bondage.
Yeah.
It's like,
Um, there was a collection known as the More Fun collection. And it was not a collection that was an original owner. It was a put together by some guy that put it together. And Matt Nelson and a guy named Ponsetti found it. And they were sort of the two guys that basically ballyhooed this as a collection. And They had a lot of fiction house and what have you. One of the books they had was this one, which is the decapitation cover.
Oh yeah, I have a really low grade copy of that one.
And here was the
Oh,
here
very
was
cool.
the here is the thing in 1995 the More Fun collection
And
surfaced.
is that a pedigree or is that just a collection?
It's a collection.
Oh,
Surfaced
okay.
from the dry climate of Southern California, but individual early years of fandoms and blah 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 blah. Well, anyhow, um, Matt Nelson was doing an article, a series of articles for the comic book marketplace that I was a writer. We were both writers at the same time. And he was doing it one that using because the Gerber Photojournal was huge at this time. And it is still huge. It's a great thing to look at covers. You just don't even know what you're seeing because until the photojournal, you didn't know what these books looked like. You could see
Mm-hmm.
numbers, but you had no idea what they looked like. And so it was such a revelation. I mean, and you're just going, oh my God, I've never seen this. It just was an amazing thing. But there were books that Ernie Gerber could not find.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the books that he couldn't find was Captain Arrow 26, I think it was, the last issue, and that's that spaceship cover that weaves
Mm-hmm.
like this. Well, I found a copy of that, and then I believe I put it in an article about how of tough books. It's not pictured, and then Matt said, "I really want to get that Captain Arrow from you. Can I trade you?" And I said, "What do you want?" I said, "Well, I'd be happy to help. What do you want to trade?" And so we traded straight across. I gave him the Captain Arrow, and he gave me this.
Oh, okay. Interesting trade. What grade would you say that is?
Oh, 10-2.
I tend to.
It's a nice copy.
Yeah.
Here's
It's an
another
expensive
fight.
book. Even in low grade, it goes for over
Well,
about 1,000.
it's a guy is decapitated on the cover with blood
Mm-hmm.
coming out of the base of his neck and out of his head.
Mm-hmm. That's a really nice one.
The red dress.
Yeah. Red
This is
dress
a
really
loon.
pops.
This is another loon copy. Here is another loon copy.
Oh yeah.
She has her shoes on, not heels. They're short heels.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Another Joe Doolin.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the 35s.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Here is another loon copy.
Oh, okay. I showed that earlier. Yeah, your sky is more orange, like more with the red is again what I would say. A deep orange. Mm.
Mm-hmm. Another loon.
Oh, okay. Is there one behind me? No. Where did I put that book? I have that one.
I
Mine
know
has a
you have
big
it.
sticker on it though.
I know you have it.
Yeah. I always love that cover. That's actually
Well,
one of my favorite.
it's a great one. Here is one that has the less red in the and this
Oh,
is
okay.
a loon copy of this book too. Structurally, it is just dynamite, but and it all they all lived in cool, dry, dark spots stacked up.
So I
And
think
this is
mine's
the way it
actually
came
redder
out.
than yours.
This is the one that came. It is. This is the one that came out of the loon collection. So it does. This was just where the vagaries of how which books arrived at which newsstands when and how.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no
Still looks
fading on
good.
this. There's no fading on this at all.
I mean, it still looks good, but it's yeah, a little less red. Oh, okay, that's the first one I showed. That's cool.
Did you show this to? Was this the first
Yep.
you showed?
Yeah, that was the first one I showed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right. I said I was going to wait for you to be done.
Mm-hmm. What's on the comic rights? Of course, yours is better. Okay. Did I show that one or not? I'm not sure.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But these are all loon copies, and it's right in the sweet spot for fight to me. It's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in the sweet spot. This is a great cover.
Oh yes, where she's in the
And this
pit.
is a recurring theme. You'll see this in other. The Planet had that one with her down as well. I mean, but this is Senorita Rio has got all
Hmm.
manner of problems with,
The
yeah.
leopards.
And then you have that the clown up top with the hook. That
Hmm.
can't be good. But you just swing the Luger around and solve the problem. I can't tell if he scratched her leg right there.
I don't know. It kind of looks like it,
Yeah.
or at least he got her dress.
Now you can almost make out, you see there is that violet hue on the outer edges of her arms and her legs. You see how there's a violet
Hmm.
hue?
Yeah, yeah.
That I don't know who, and Ellen, I want you to try to find out for me, and also by her breasts and everything. I'd like to see if you can find out who the colorist was for Iger Eisner.
That would
Because
probably be
the same thing
impossible.
goes for Wings and for
I know they
Jungle.
always did that little extra coloring.
The whoever the colorist was, this is another Loon copy.
Oh yes.
Lily Renee
I, I
signed.
I actually had a raw copy of that, which I just got rid of. It was my dupe. I had.
Sold, got rid of, sold to
I
another.
traded to get something.
You have to change your. I got rid of that thing. This you don't get rid of a book like this. You trade a book like this.
Yeah, I traded that one. It's such a key.
This one has a. This one you showed, and this particular one has a really good um, cover strike on it.
Oh yes. And now is that her first cover?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So Tiger Girl's first cover for people that are going after keys.
Now you'll notice on her leg.
Yeah.
You'll notice the purple, the violet again, working on her legs.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the color strike on this thing, Alan?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
It's just uh, these Loon books were just, I mean, they're just amazing. Now this next one, there is a promo, in the promo is so hysterical that I used it in the article and I had fun with it. And these three, you saw her, she's tangled, she's in bondage with a python there. Here she has been captured by slavers,
Oh, okay. That one I don't
and
have.
she says she was a jungle legend, shadowy, elusive, softly dangerous. And I said, softly dangerous. What the hell is that?
What does
Whatever it
that even
is, I
mean?
want some of that. Softly
She's
dangerous.
very softly dangerous looking.
And so my article goes on and on about how she was softly dangerous because I thought it was such a great prompt on the cover. You know, she's softly dangerous. Isn't that a lovely lion too?
Yeah, no, it's really good.
And
Do you
she
know
is
who the
an
cover
actual.
artist is, or
She is. What's that?
who's the cover artist? Or
I think it's still Doolin.
okay,
I believe it's still Doolin. I may be
if
wrong.
it's earlier,
Mr.
then it's
Atkinson,
Doolin.
check and see.
I think it's
This
Doolin.
is Fight Comics number 50.
Yeah, it would be probably Doolin at that time.
But the thing about this one is that here she is tied with her fanny up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There, that gives you the colors. There it is, right there. See how
Mm-hmm.
nice the color strike is on that?
Very nice.
And then, because that wasn't good enough, now we had to tie her up the other way.
Yes. Again, they always come up with these really elaborate things. This is very similar to the one I showed, where it's again where they're gonna slingshot her off for some reason.
No, what's going to happen is this. She is tied, her neck is tied to a tree,
Mm-hmm.
and her legs are tied to another tree.
Another tree.
When he cuts that rope, she's going to be torn in half. Her head's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be ripped off of her body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening here. They had that in the Tarzan movie when they had the two crossed palms, at the pygmies, and then they basically were tearing the natives apart, tearing them in half. Scared the hell out of me for years. Very, very violent. Like
Wow.
1930, 1935, 1936 Tarzan movie. It was really brutal.
Well, they were ripping the natives apart.
Yes. They
Wow.
basically had them in the middle of a cross of two palms, and he's going, no! And then they let him go, and it goes like this, and they show the bodies just being ripped in half.
Really, I'm surprised that they'd allow such
Well, the
gore.
Hayes office after that, I mean, that's one of the reasons the Hayes, these are thick books too, by the way. The
Mhm.
actual, I mean, these are actually quite thick.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Now, here we go. I only have a few more. A fight. Here comes, this is a really cool one, I think. Nice cover strike on that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And again,
Some of
you've
these I
got the
don't have.
slavers. Again, you have the slavers. You got him whipping this gal. And she appears to be having difficulties with people trying to take her somewhere. Beautiful tiger coming in.
Very nice.
That takes a little while to draw.
Yeah. Oh,
And this,
Fight 50 is Lily Renee?
well, I'm Matt Baker.
I
Well,
don't think
Matt Baker
so.
and Lily Renee art.
Probably interior. Those are
Interior art,
artists.
not on the cover.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's Lily Renee cover. Oh, I may be wrong. I don't know. This is the last one. I just got this one a little while ago.
Doesn't look like
And
it,
this
no.
one, I think this one, I'm not entirely sure who did the cover on this, but I just this,
What issue number?
it is 70.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Maurice Whitman then.
74, and I was going to say I'm saying Maurice Whitman, but her face looks, there aren't as many lines involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a cleaner application for him, but still
Okay,
very
so Matt's
nice.
saying Joe Doolin did the cover, which is what we said.
Which is what we said. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, this one is Maurice Whitman though.
All right, and that's all of my fight comics.
Okay, so next series
Rangers?
is nope. I was going into the jungle. My Rangers is in a separate box, so it'd be harder for me to get. I didn't bring any Rangers today.
Okay, well, I will show, when it's my turn,
You
I
can
will
show
show
Rangers.
I will show Rangers, and since I showed jungles, you show your jungles.
Yeah. So these are all my jungles. I have a ton of jungles. I'm not going to show them all because it's just too many, but I'll just show a few. But I like these ones. As I said, I was going for all the crazy bondage covers. I like this one. It's kind of like the sacrifice kind of situation going on.
Oh, yeah.
And we have like Kayanga fighting an ape.
And what is her name, the gal?
Diane?
No.
No. I know it begins with an M.
Ann Mason.
Mason. Yeah, I knew that the last name was an M name. Mason. Yes. I'll keep on forgetting that, so don't worry.
I won't worry.
And then we got her in the. And Mason's basically the girl that needs to be rescued all the time.
She didn't start that way. She started as being very self-sufficient,
Mm-hmm.
and then she sort of went jungle-fied. And when she went jungle-fied, then she turned into like Tawny.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. This is one of the more brutal.
Yeah, that's a great cover. That's number 99 or 100.
I think it's 100? 99, you're right. And this is 100. I always thought this one was cool because he's like, the guy's dressed up like a ape, and he takes off the ape mask.
Wow. I guess that John Becci wanted everyone to know that's his book.
Yeah. So this one is really cool because I always thought Jungle had some of the best trade dresses in comics.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Just really cool. And then we got some more elephants and spears and natives.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the interior artwork in these books
Hmm.
is really good. And you can pick up sometimes copies of this book, these books, I mean, Jungles in particular, or Jumbos, 35 to 100 and a quarter. I mean,
So,
nice copies.
so I bought this off of the place that shall not be named. This is like a 6.0 copy of it, and it didn't cost me much. I think it was under 100.
See, that's what I'm getting at. When people say that Golden
Golden
Age
Age is
comics, good,
expensive.
and not just Golden Age by time, but Golden Age by theme and by content, that would be something you would want to have in your
Yeah.
collection. This is it. I mean, Jungle is great. Jumbo too. I just prefer Jungle.
So this one is really cool. You got the girl with some, going on with the bondage there. I mean, this is actually a really solid copy. It's a My Comic Shop 6.0, but it's actually a very solid copy.
Alan, you will notice on the cover that where it has the circular disc below the Jungle trade dress where it says 52 pages.
Yeah.
These are when they're getting just a little bit later. Does it show the date on that?
I believe so. It's October. This is 106.
So as the covers got new, I mean, that is to say, 46, 47, 48, the covers promised, but the interiors did not deliver as well. They were toning down the interiors, and also they were, for some reason, becoming far more verbose as far as
Oh, okay. You were
how much
saying that too.
how many prose they put in. But the covers are just dynamite here. Look at the contrast, that purple and the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool.
I wish somebody
October
didn't
30th,
write.
just before Halloween.
Yep. But the zebra is really looks awesome. Okay, I'm gonna try to go through these a little quicker because I got a ton. I like this one because she's wearing black.
That is
This looks
way
really
cool. I have the gal wearing black in the Rangers this one that you're gonna love. I know you'd love it too.
Mm-hmm. If it's the one I'm thinking, it is where her hair is nailed down.
Oh yeah, that's the baby.
Yeah. Some of these are really great.
Interesting,
And these were not expensive.
interesting proportions on the woman.
Yeah.
And that looks like a mandrill coming after her.
Yeah, it's a mandrill. It's really cool.
He looks upset.
Yeah, and now this is a Maurice Whitman.
Oh, I love that cover. I do have that one. That is just, look at that lion and Ann Mason. Yeah. I mean,
and this is like not a bad grade. It's not high grade or anything, but this was like $75.
This belies the argument that gold is too expensive. Well, I do have that one too. And again, the slavers, this is a recurring theme that the slavers are taking Ann Mason all the time. They want her. They want Tiger Girl, and they want anybody chatting.
Yep. We got Manuel. Hi, Manuel. But I'm going to go through these fairly fast. I just have a ton of them. And this is only half of my Jungle collection, actually. I'm going to show a bunch.
I have that one. Beautiful colors on that.
Am I supposed to get annoyed when you say you have it?
I don't hardly ever say it, but just that I just showed these. I love her I don't have that. She looks amazing coming off of that elephant.
Yeah, it was. Cool.
She looks like a raven or something. That's really cool.
So I was picking up these ones are all Maurice Whitman covers. I kind of went down this Maurice Whitman rabbit hole of trying to get all his covers.
Beautiful.
I tried to get all of his covers in Jungle.
Wow.
I mean, look. This is really awesome. And then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna show these pretty fast. Sorry, but there's just a ton of them. Okay, one more after this one.
God, the lions, the animals look
lions
beautiful.
Are awesome. Yeah, I mean the way.
And same with the.
I mean,
wow,
the
look at the
like
elephant.
Yeah,
that is just. He uses the elephants episodically. Look at the person on that cross, the cross wood, and Anne is actually using a bow. Looks like she's got a
Oh yeah,
poison
that's
tip arrow
her.
too.
Yeah, she's the one rescuing
She's
the.
rescuing a guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's very cool. A lot of those I've never seen.
Yeah. So I I
That's
I,
cool.
I have a. That's about half my jungle collection. It's like
Uh,
crazy how much I have.
Rangers is what I will show. This particular book I bought at there was a guy had named Billy Galaxy, and he has a collectible store on downtown Portland on Burnside. Very brave man to be down in downtown Portland. But anyway, he had a convention out at some hotel or something, and Terry O'Neill is a big dealer, and Terry's a good guy. He's a businessman, and so I bought two books from him, and he had a posse of people with him, and it was like there was this amen chorus going on. And so I said, well, I wanted to buy those two from you, Terry. And he says, okay. Well, then he proceeded to do almost an interpretive dance behind the books as he was talking about this book. And he's
Hmm.
moving it up and down and around and all this stuff. And I don't know. And it's just, what do I charge? And they're all going, oh, beautiful, beautiful book and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons why I don't really dig conventions. I don't need to have the kibitzers. Um, the Black Canary, that art was done by um, Shane
Shane McCormick.
Shane McCormick in Ireland. And he's under Harry Lime. If you look on Instagram, go put Harry Lime, Lime, Harry Lime. He comes up and he does do commissions. So if you wanted to contact him to do something like that, he's very reasonable. And I don't know what his work schedule is like, but that's the last one. That one, let's see, I go the opposite way. There we go. That one was the latest one that I got, and he is so good at emulating Bruce Timm. He captures that look, but makes it his own, and he adds his own little touches to it. So anyway, finally I got to get a price on this. The other one I got is the Fantastic Four. I think it is 16 that has the Atom, not the Atom, has Ant-Man and Doctor Doom. It's that pink cover. So I bought these two books, but this is the Rangers. This is a very tough book to get. And you'll notice that her hair is actually hammered down with a steel plate and riveted, or basically hammered into the stone. And then she is basically then with the manacles around her forearm or her upper arms, and she is going to catch the chop looking face up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's brutal
And
cover.
look at this black silk dress with her legs akimbo. I mean, this is one of the most valuable Rangers books up top, tippy top, because this is so different, an amazing cover. But the idea that an amazing cover would have a chocolate brown background and a blue and white trade dress, and then black and brown
I
is
know,
the
it's
paint
very
scheme.
odd.
It isn't primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. The blue is sort of an off blue, cadet blue. But there's no bright color on this. It is basically a woman about to be beheaded looking up, and she is gorgeous.
The interesting thing, actually, normally we think, oh, it should be a girl in a red dress, but actually, I really like the black dress. It's something
I
about
agree.
it really works.
It sings. This is truly Joe Doolin. It's just an incredible cover. I'm so happy to have this. This is the only copy I ever had a chance to buy at a convention.
Mm-hmm.
I talked long about that because it's a cool book.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a Loon book, again with
nice.
the gal on top in front of the tank.
I have that.
And this, I believe, is a Zolnarovich cover.
I think so.
The girls look different. Great stuff going on here. And
She
then
said, tanks, but no tanks.
Tanks, but okay, you've been around Matt Atkinson too long.
just had to do it. Okay, go ahead.
Here is Rangers Comics number 22, which I thought was the first Firehair, but it says new, different, dynamic.
It's the
Firehair,
second.
meet
Yeah.
her in this issue.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
Alan says, that's not her first appearance. That's not her first appearance. No, 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 no. I says, it's meet her in this issue. You're going to meet her, right? No, 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 no. It's this other one. Is yours number 21 or is it 20?
Yeah, number 21. The 21. So that's 22, right?
This is 22.
Yeah, 21 has her first appearance. That's her
Look-
second appearance.
Look at the color scheme on this. Look at the color strike on her. And the hills, the purple mountains, majesty, in the deep blue sky, and there's a firing
Oh, I look
squad.
frozen.
Alan looks frozen. Did you see Nate's
Yeah, I saw Nate's
post?
thing about it. It was funny.
Oh, I laughed my fanny off on that. It was so good.
It was interesting
really
because
was fun.
I didn't get to see what Matt actually looked like, right? Because he
Oh.
was frozen for me. So it was cool to see him showing the
it was
Smurfs
so
and stuff.
well. No, he's going like
He's doing a little
he's
dance
going
and
like
everything.
that, and you're going, I don't see anything. We're going, he's moving. You said, no, he isn't. He's not moving. We said, trust us. He's moving. He is moving. That really was fun.
Yeah, I thought you guys were like, trying to
See,
make
you
fun of me.
always seem to think we're trying to gaslight you.
You're trying to conspire against me, I think.
Well, that's part of the fun, isn't it?
Hmm.
Here's another one where she basically takes her heel and puts it right in the guy's nose. Right up the nose. Right up the nose. Right the heel right there, and just crushes the bone. And this Japanese guy that's trying to grab her, that's trying to get her as well, just took a slug from a 45. And you see the smiling aviator. He's going, yeah, that's right. Eat this one, Moto. And there you go. Isn't that a great cover? And of course,
That is great.
Alan and I use the Hitchcock nomenclature of MacGuffin. Yes, at last, at least at last. He got a peek, and not a P-E-A-K-E, but a P-E-E-K, right? The MacGuffin is always the thing that the secret plans that they have to get from the foreign correspondent. Or it's the plans or something like that. There was always a MacGuffin. What did Jimmy Stewart hear in the Man Who Knew Too Much? What's the MacGuffin? And that basically is the premise why all the bad guys are coming after you. Well, the MacGuffin in this case are the secret Japanese documents she's got in her arms.
Oh, nice.
That she's going to climb into the P-47 with this guy to take off. And all these guys down over here. Look at the one guy on the right is jumping up and down.
Actually, I like this comment. First appearance of Femdom in comics.
It's pretty good. It's a great cover.
No on slab nose injury. Injury to eye is what they always say, right?
Injury to eye.
Yeah.
This is a great cover. This
Oh, yeah.
is just a fabulous cover. Again, Joe Doolin, and the Mandarin guy's getting it totally blasted with his sharpened nails, and the officer that's in cahoots with the curved blade, no less, about ready to carve the poor gal that's going to have her head pulled off. And she appears to have gone without foundations today, without brassiere and underwear, which, you just have to get up early in the morning to try and do all this. But the look on her face is bizarre. It's horrification.
By the way, this might seem like a weird question, but you kind of reminded me of it in a weird way. Did Matt Baker ever do any covers for Fiction House? I know he did interior.
He did interiors. That's
Yeah.
on the top of my head, no, I can't think of any. I think that he was did covers for Fox
Yeah,
more so than he did for Fiction House.
yeah. I can't think of any Matt Baker.
I'll
covers.
try. If there aren't many. I don't know of any.
Mhm.
I probably would have chased that down by now.
Yeah.
So there's that. I just reposted this one the other day. It's one of my absolute favorite Rangers covers, is this one.
Oh yes, that's probably one of the most desired ones as well.
It's just so beautiful. Now get to the color strike there. There we go. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's a great one. That's another big pricey book for Fiction House. Oh yeah, that's nice. I
Bubble
like the
Helmet.
underwater ones.
They got the treasure chest. They got the ship with all the crenellations and stuff like that. And of course, the shark that doesn't want them. The skulls down below.
Mm,
It's got the whole thing going.
that's great.
Another Loon book. These are Loon books. This was the first Rangers I wanted to get. Again, a Loon book. Very, very high grade copy of this book.
Mm-hmm. Oh, apparently he did the cover for Jumbo 121.
I don't even know what that looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Oh shoot. Oh well. Okay, let's see. I have a bunch of jumbos. Let me just check something. Okay, you just keep on going. You keep showing. I'm just gonna grab
Yes,
something.
sir. Yes, sir.
Huh. I think I don't have Jumbo 121. Well, yeah, I don't. I have 120, but not 121.
Now, this to me doesn't look Mexican. This looks like it's in Peru or Bolivia or one of those, Venezuela, with the kind of hats and the way the face looks.
Mm-hmm. That's a Sodi book, by the way.
Yes.
Very nice. Oh yeah.
Quite a difference now
Oh,
when
now
they
we're getting
shift
into the
away.
tiger
This
hairs.
this is
The
Bob
fire
Luber's.
hairs.
This
Yeah.
is a Bob Luber's cover.
Mm-hmm. I also did 156 of Jungle. Okay, I'm gonna have to look those two up.
This looks almost like Lee Elias.
Oh yeah. Very nice. That's Maurice Whitman. And that's the first appearance of that dude on the cover. I always think of that when I see that cover. Oh, yes, you like this one a lot.
And this they've shifted away from the name of
Hi, Biggie.
Hi Big. They shifted away from Rangers, and they basically gave it Fire Hair, and they called it Pioneer West Romances. I have no idea why they became so convoluted, but Little Beaver is looking okay. Anyway, but he looks like he isn't paying attention to the bad guys, or maybe those are the bad guys. I don't know. Oh
Okay,
man.
so Jungle, by the way, just to answer Matt. Matt said that Jungle 156 is Matt Baker. I can tell you right now that it is not.
So that's interior art. Then it must be the interior art.
Yeah, he's saying Jungle 56, 156. I'm looking at it. It's obvious that it's a Maurice Whitman.
What year is it, Alan?
It just says February. I'd have to open it up to see.
Matt, what year is that book?
But it's definitely not Matt Baker.
Because I don't know if he was doing when he left the Iger house, he went to work for St. John.
Yeah, and he did a
And
lot
I
of
don't
covers
know
for
when
St.
that
John.
book, I don't know when that, unless they had something in the can, I don't know what the date difference is on this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when Matt Baker first went to St. John? What year? I
Okay,
don't.
so
I
now we're
don't.
saying Jumbo is definitely Jumbo 121 is definitely Matt Baker, but Jungle 156 is not. I'm not sure when Matt Baker went over to
St.
St.
John.
John. I would say early 50s though. Oh,
I would.
1953.
Okay, thank you, Thomas.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually now we're getting different dates. We're getting 1949. I don't know. Somebody double check. This is where double checking is always useful.
Mr. Atkinson.
So yeah, so because I think of the like St. John, I think of the early ones like he did the Saint and all those ones. So Matt is saying okay, so Matt is saying
Late 49.
849.
That does make sense to me.
Yeah, because I was thinking like
Because
uh
the Iger house was pretty
Saint and
much
all those
petering
ones.
out. No, they were pretty much petering out. St. John was a kind of a family business, I think, that St. John Jr. took over for Senior.
Oh okay. Oh okay. So Thomas is saying the 1953 is the one that Matt referenced as the Fiction House one
And
with Matt
he
Baker,
but in
but
late
that's not.
49, he was already over at St. John. I'm wondering about I won't say that he's wrong, but I question whether Baker I think that I will say this, St. John had him doing umpteen different things.
Hmm.
Covers and interiors and everything else at St. John. I mean, full tilt.
Yeah,
So
I
I
mean, I
don't
think of
think he
those
would have
romance
had time
ones.
to be for doing stuff for Iger.
The romance books, he did everything. He did the covers and the
He
interiors.
did covers, interiors, he did promos, he did everything. And there
Hmm.
was a bunch of them. I mean, it's actually a maze of how many teenage this and that. What's our next title? You want to do Wings?
Okay, so wait, Matt again or JX, Fiction House cover work was only these issues. His Fiction House cover work was Jumbo Comics 69 is not Matt Baker.
No, that's not Matt Baker.
That's
He
his
did the
interior art.
interior. That's his first art interior, and that I know that for a fact.
Yeah, and Fight Comics 40, I really doubt. Fight 40 is Matt Baker. It's probably Doolin or one of those guys.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't think either of those. But I will check Jumbo 121 because that's
but that seems awfully late.
yeah, never know. Okay, actually I was thinking we're gonna wrap up because
Okay, let's wrap, and we can save the
because
rest of the titles for another day.
yeah. Because we've done a huge. Maybe we'll have to have a part two because I have a ton of Rangers still. I have a ton of Wings. I have a ton of other stuff,
I
all
have
from Fiction
Wings.
House.
I have Ghost. Uh,
And
so
Ghost. Yeah, I have the complete run of Ghosts. So
I have almost a complete run of Ghost. All right, well that's great. Thank you very much, Alan.
yeah.
You have a lot of stuff I hadn't seen before. That's
Okay.
really cool stuff. You've really cool stuff. Fiction House is just not appreciated.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, Lily
Fight
Renee would
40
be
is the
another one.
one with Lily Renee on the cover. I mean, on the roof with the guy with the sword
Yeah,
fight, I think.
that's what's her name? Not Lily Renee, but it's Lily
Senorita
Renee
Rio.
cover. It's Sino Ria Ria.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, Fiction House, check it out. Very affordable. Very affordable for most of the books in the series. Like, obviously there's a few exceptional books that are crazy expensive, but for the most part, it's an affordable way to get into the golden age.
It is, and I don't think that they are plentiful enough that they are not made out of unobtainium. And you really can, if you look a little bit. One of the things you can do, and Alan always says this, then I'll let you go, is that you go on eBay and you
Mm-hmm.
put in Jungle Comics, and
And
then
see
you
what pops
put
up.
lowest price first,
Mm-hmm.
and then just look and see what's available. I think you will be amazingly surprised.
You can get them from like anywhere from as low as like $30 to
Mm-hmm.
$50 range for low
Mm-hmm.
grades, mid
Mm-hmm.
grades.
And it
Um,
depends upon, and for me, if you're like me, look for the colors on the cover, because The technical
Mhm.
grade, if it's a 4 o'clock, if it's a 4.0, and it's basically, and it has been sitting in a window somewhere and is faded out, or you get a 3 that may not be quite as structurally as beautiful, but has a beautiful color strike.
Yeah, go
That's
with
the
the
one
three.
that I would go
Go
for.
for the high
Pay
color.
less and have a prettier book. That's
Yeah,
my feeling.
that's a good philosophy. Okay, well, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. And I actually have a special unboxing that I'll be doing on Friday's show, so stay tuned for that. And we'll have the regular group, the five of us, and the invisible Matt. Will be there. So yeah, so it should be a good show. So bye everyone. Thanks
See
again.
everybody. Thanks for showing.